Okay, I'm not gonna lie, the way I titled and thumbnailed this video might tick some Red Wings fans off, especially if y'all are coming here onto this video because you want to see me talk about your team winning a game. But if I'm gonna be honest, the way this thing went down, the way everything in the season has gone so far with the Wings, we're starting to see more so of a pattern that has prevailed the past few weeks compared to the beginning of the year. The Red Wings are a team that, unfortunately, seems to consistently make it more difficult for themselves than it needs to be to pull out these wins in the first place. The Wings beat the Blue Jackets 5-4, and I'm going to be honest, I did not watch the majority of this game. I had a few highlights on in the background. This game started at 10 a.m. PST. I had to go through hoops and hurdles to get it available to me, so even though I did not watch the majority of what went on, I still saw the goals, I still saw the discourse going around, and I still followed it. You know, the notifications were on my phone, so I was like, alright, let's keep up to date with what the Wings are going up to. They win 5-4, 28-22 are the shots on goal in favor of Detroit, but if I'm going to be honest, the way the discourse has surrounded this game in particular, it's more so indicating that the Red Wings were pretty lucky to escape this one with the dub. This is a team that just seems to be making it so much more difficult than it needs to be to win these games. And when you talk about the goals scored by the Blue Jackets, you start to see things come to fruition in that very way. Now, of course, the Wings had their own good performances. Christian Fischer 2 assists on the night, Fabbri, Raymond each with goals, Daniel Sprong had another snap shot that was really nice to see, DeBrincat getting on the board for the first time in a while, good to see him getting his 10th goal on the season. It only took him like 10 games or whatever it was. And then you had defensemen going out there with performances too, like, hey, Jeff Petrie, first guy on the power play, first guy on the penalty kill, they thrust him into that spot and he gets 2 assists, good for him. Jake Walman, another absolute blast that gets tossed on goal, probably in the weirdest kind of way, but it goes in the back of the net anyway, fine. Ville Husso honestly looked pretty shaky in this one, 818 save percentage, and the goals that he allowed, I mean, these were not really the best kinds of goals that you want to see out of your goaltender, but either way, if we go through the scoring itself, it's a lot more easy to indicate that point. Lucas Raymond and Robby Fabbri get things started with some really cheeky goals right away. They're off of turnovers, they're off of some really nifty passing out in front. Eventually, Raymond gets the wraparound and Fabbri gets the shot out in the middle. But then, this is where the Blue Jackets start to strike back. Texier and Fantilli both score off of really egregious turnovers by the Wings. Texier is able to get a breakaway, which, I mean, okay, that's not the goalie's fault to stop that, but you would like a save there. And as for the Fantilli goal, this one was so weird and wacky, it bounced in front off of everybody, and then it was off to the side, and it was chopped in, like, terrible goal there, off of a turnover. This was not really the kind of goal that you want to ever see scored, both in its setup and in the execution as to what actually caused the puck to go into the net anyway. So Adam Fantilli, good on you for getting your 3rd on the season. I dropped you in fantasy because you haven't been producing, but with this goal on the books, I mean, there is a tie game right there at the end of the first period, and it comes in the last, like, 2 minutes, too. What a dagger for the Red Wings to suffer in that game. Second period begins, and Sean Kuraly ends up getting a goal himself. This one is not really off a turnover, it's off a face-off, where the Blue Jackets win it outside their own blue line, eventually just come right in and they score. Again, this is one of these ones where you probably want to save from Husso, but at the same time, the pinching defender doesn't really make things any better, and it opens the lane up for Kuraly really well. Not the best goal you want to see there, but at least my boy Erik Gudbranson got himself an assist. So, yeah, that's top pairing defenseman Erik Gudbranson for you, going out there, helping out with the Blue Jackets getting that 3-2 lead. Then, you have yourselves a few really nice shots in front. DeBrincat and Sprong get back on the board to give the Red Wings the lead once more. This is where you gotta see DeBrincat, man. One-timers out in the hash marks area, yeah, this is his bread and butter. Get the puck to him more. He's got to find that confidence to start consistently putting the puck in the back of the twine once again, because he went like, what, 1 assist in 7 games the past little while? It was really bad for Alex DeBrincat, especially considering how hot he had started off the season to begin with. And then, of course, Daniel Sprong getting that open opportunity in front He doesn't miss those often, and that's indicated by his 4 goals on the season. Then in the third, this is where things get really weird, because the Jake Walman goal, as we had said, this might be the weirdest goal we have seen all season. Walman takes a long drive from the blue line, it hits the Blue Jackets guy in front, deflects off the end boards back out into the blue paint, and then it goes off the goalie's back and in. I don't want to play the clip because it's copyrighted, but like if we pause it and go through, oh, can you see that? Yeah, you can see that. Okay, we're not going to play it, but Walman takes the long shot from the point. It goes in off of like 3 Blue Jackets or whatever. It goes off of the end boards. Like, what a weird kind of play right there. It's bobbled by Spencer Martin in net. Like, it goes off of his back, and then it's in the back of the net. Like, what a weird, strange goal to be scored here to open everything up. And it's 5-3 Detroit with 18 minutes left to play in the game. Patrik Laine gets the last laugh, though, his second on the season. Guess what this goal was scored off of? Another Red Wings turnover. They just completely blow the breakout in their own zone. They're not even trying to do that. They're trying to dump it down, but it doesn't work. Patrik Laine easily picks it off, then walks right in with a shot, and he scores. So the Wings, they ultimately escape with a 5-4 win. But based off of the quality of the goals they were giving up, the chances the Blue Jackets had, as well as their own goaltender in Ville Husso, this definitely by no means was a game where the Red Wings should be proud of themselves for. Obviously, you got the 2 points, you want to get those wins. At the end of the day, the wins and the losses are what matters, but if the Red Wings continue to play games like this against teams that are this bad like Columbus, then, I mean, look, this is where you start to say they're not playing to their potential. And that's not me going out there and saying, yeah, no, the Wings suck or whatever. I'm saying they can be a lot better than what we saw tonight. They can be a lot better than a team that gives up all these turnover, rushes, odd man chances, and breakaways to Columbus and end up putting themselves in a super tight game as a result. They don't need to be playing tight games against the Columbus Blue Jackets. They should be winning games like these easily, considering the talent level and how good everybody is on this team. And that seems to be the sentiment that I'm seeing from a lot of other Red Wings fans too, that hey, this team puts themselves in holes. They get lucky with wins like these because they're setting themselves up for failure. Ville Husso has got to become better. I mean, give Laine a chance, for crying out loud. Not even to say that an 818 save percentage is the worst thing in the world, it's just the quality of some of these shots. Like that Laine shot from super far out just gets tossed on goal and it beats Husso. Like, if you want to give Red Wings fans a heart attack on a very early Saturday afternoon, then okay, be my guest, Detroit, but things have got to improve, and hopefully they will as the team heads over to Sweden and starts playing their games over there. It's going to be really nice to get that mental reset, I feel. And obviously, like, I don't know about the situation in Sweden, whether or not the ice surface is going to be like the same size or whatever. They have a lot bigger rinks over there, so who knows if the ice size is going to be more aligned with what NHL standards usually are. But either way, change of scenery coming for the Wings. They win against the Blue Jackets. I get some points for my fantasy team. Thank you, Erica Branson and David Perron. But this was not really a game that I think any Red Wings fan is super excited to come out with the win with. This is more so of a, okay, sigh of relief. We can finally relax now, because that game was a lot more intense and close than it needed to be. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. How do you feel about the Red Wings beating the Blue Jackets 5-4? Finally, DeBrincat is back on the board. I hope you enjoyed this video. And bye.